Hi, I'm Tony Northrup.
And I'm Chelsea.
And this is our weekly wrap-up of what's new with us, what's new in the photography world, and then after we go over the news and such, we'll go over reader pictures from the Stunning Digital Photography Readers Group, SDP community, reserved just for people who've bought our book, Stunning Digital Photography. So I think the biggest thing that's new for us this week is we did a book signing in New London, Connecticut, followed by a photo walk with some of our readers.
It was really fun.
Yeah, we had a really
We had
good
a good time. We met people that we knew from the community.
Yeah.
Vince and Brenda, right? So they came all the way from Long Island, and we did a photo walk with them, and they were the nicest people. I love them. So other people were there that we knew too. Samantha Shannon was there. She's always so supportive of us. And we just kind of showed people our book and its capabilities, and then we took people on a photo walk. We had so much fun. I think that we'll do more.
Yeah, you know, the highlight of the photo walk for me was I brought my RB67 out with its Polaroid back. I'll get this monster lifted up here. And these little kids were out there and they saw this ridiculous camera that I had and asked if I would take their picture. And I happily obliged, but they had never seen a Polaroid before. So after I took their picture, I pulled it out and I showed them the picture and they were so excited about it. They promptly went and showed their parents, and then their parents wanted their picture taken like with their kids. It became this whole thing. Anyway, I burned through the pack of film. I must have spent $10 in film on them, but of course I gave them the pictures, and it's terribly fun. One nice thing about these Polaroids, well, sorry, actually it's film made by Fuji now because Polaroid is long bankrupt. This is the Fuji FP3000B film in my Polaroid back from my Mamiya, but you get to keep the negative, so you can give the person the picture and then scan it in. I didn't realize how delicate the negatives were. I haven't been using this that long, so they got a little scratched up. But we do have some pictures from it that we'll show you.
Yeah, we've been having a lot of fun with Polaroids. It seems like it's too old-fashioned, and you think, hey, I've got it on my iPhone, that's good enough, but there's something really nice about having a physical copy right away. And it's always a nice memento from the night. So we gave them to most people at the photo walk too, right? Everyone kind of got.
Yeah, I took pictures of everybody and handed them out, and I think everybody was really thrilled with it. Yeah, the digital is definitely cool, and when it was new, it was super thrilling to be able to see your digital picture and share it immediately. I think we're all kind of used to that, and now just seeing a physical print, especially instantly, is really cool. And these, a camera like this is a real professional camera. It has nice background blur and short depth of field and just great optical quality. So it makes real pictures. It's not like the terrible Polaroid pictures that your parents probably took of you as a kid. Like, it makes real portraits and photos. Well, thanks so much to everybody who came out, and thanks for Chris at the Monte Cristo bookstore in New London for hosting us. It was a really great time, and we hope to see you again soon. And yes, I have a bunch of new stuff that I want to show off. We're ramping up to do a DVD series covering portraits and studio lighting, like for people who want to do this professionally. And Chelsea and I, for as long as we've been doing this, we've been using this terrible studio gear. The studio gear that I bought a long time ago, back when all studio lights had power packs, and I just knew how to use it, and so I just kept using it. It's Speedotron, brown line, not even their higher end line. I was using the really cheap stuff, and it's such a pain because if you want to like change the ratio of two lights, if you want to drop the fill light and get deeper shadows, well, you have to like physically move the light. And moving the light, of course, changes the relative size of the light source, so the light gets harder, or you have to like add a diffuser. Anyway, it's about time I got some real monolights, and this is the modern solution. And the great thing about these is they have this little dial that allows you to move the power up or down.
That seems luxurious to me.
I know.
I've been going through a lot to try to get good lighting.
Especially for us doing like commercial photography work. It's kind of silly that we'd been making do for so long with it. So now I'm just buying these inexpensive, I'm going for alien bees for a couple of different reasons. But of course I'm buying stuff used because I'm still kind of a cheapskate, and because I'd rather buy the used stuff and be able to get more of it than just get the new stuff. And this is all reliable gear. It's going to last for decades anyway, so I'm not worried about the longevity of it. I'm getting some more gear in because I'm buying it piecemeal when I find a good deal on eBay, but I have a B800 here and then a White Lightning X1600. These are both from Paul C. Buff, and they take the same attachments. That's one of the keys in picking studio lighting gear. So I'll be able to exchange the soft boxes and beauty dishes and such. Another nice thing, Chelsea, that's how you put something on. You pull this in and then you clamp
Oh my gosh,
the
no more
softbox.
turning.
Oh,
turning
the
it.
Speedotron sets.
You have to stick it on and then turn it and hope it clips on. And if it doesn't, it often comes off and breaks your bulb.
Yeah. So
Enough. It hasn't been fun.
we're both really looking forward to this just very basic modern studio lighting. It's going to make a big difference what we do.
I'm realizing I'm feeling a little bit duped here because I'm starting to think he got me into photography so he could buy all of this gear without me complaining. And I think you guys should take a tip from Tony and get your wives into it too.
I tell everybody this. Everybody's like, my wife won't let me buy this gear. Well, you gotta like get her involved so she wants it. Yeah.
Yeah, trick them.
Plus, that makes it a lot more fun when you're out taking pictures. They're not calling and complaining like, where are you? Why don't you come home yet? They're there with you. And if you stop because you want to take a picture of a building, they get it. Maybe they want to take a picture too. It's a lot more fun when you have somebody sharing the hobby with you, I
Yeah,
think.
it is fun that we do it together.
Also, for the DVD series, we're doing a set of videos on using speedlights, flashes. Now, these are basically more portable versions of the studio strobes. You can bring these on location much easier because there's no power cords. Everything is battery powered. You'd think this would be cheaper than this, but these two, this flash and this studio strobe, cost about the same. I got them both for, a little bit less than 200 bucks. Well, the B800 is a little more than that new. But flashes aren't necessarily less expensive. And in fact, if you get the Canon or Nikon version of this, you can be spending 400 to 600 bucks for a flash, and even new mono lights are cheaper than that. And they're not nearly as good. They're 1/4 as powerful as this. They take longer to recycle. The surface is much smaller, and you don't have a way to easily attach a softbox or beauty dish. Monolights are way better in every way except portability. And I see so many people using flashes like these in studios, and there's really no reason for that. But if you do want to go on location and you don't want to be packing, long extension cords or huge battery packs, that's when you start to use flashes and umbrellas and portable soft boxes. So I'm using the Yongnuo YN568EX2. If you run Nikon, you'd want to get the original version. And I have a wireless flash control system here, also by Yongnuo, the 622C. That gives me full control of the output of the flash right from my camera. So that way, if I need to turn a light up or down, I don't even have to go physically to it and move that little slider. I'll be able to do it right from the back of my camera. That makes it really fast to make quick adjustments, and you can then take another picture and see the results. I also have some loaner gear here. I didn't have to pay for this, but I do have to send it back. Pocket Wizard has a solution that's similar to the Yongnuo wireless solution, but pricier. This is the Flex TD5, the AC9, which allows me to remotely control these alien bees, and an AC3, which is just a separate device that allows me to move the power up or down on individual devices. So Pocket Wizard makes the highest end gear. It's the most expensive, and it's kind of the choice of professionals, but the Yongnuo gear is very capable too. Don't worry, there's a whole roundup coming. I'm also going to throw in the Fodex gear once they ship it to me. It hasn't gotten here yet, but it will be soon.
I'm sensing some comparison videos are going to happen.
Yep, DVDs and comparison videos. One less important thing, just some flash gels that I ordered. And I've always used flash gels, but I just like the little set that this company Rogue makes.
Yeah, and they're nice and compatible, right? They're easy to use.
Yeah, they give you a little rubber thing, and you put this around the flash head, so it works with anything. And you strap it on there, and they're organized. The ones I've had before, they're just like a big pile, but they have them organized by reds and blues, and they tell you this has 2 1/3 stop light loss. Yeah,
nice.
So it's a real cool set. I think it was only like 12 bucks. So check that out.
Next, let's talk about some photo nudes that Tony and I stumbled upon this week. So Tony, what did you find?
There are a bunch of new products, and I'm going to have to look at my notes here. I was just showing off some Yongnuo controllers, and they have this version that you see here. Also, besides attaching to a flash, it can attach right to your camera and use it to control the remote flashes, but you'll notice it doesn't have a display. So if you want to move your power output up or down, you have to use the back of your camera if you're on a Canon, and if you're on Nikon, then you have to attach a Nikon flash, a master flash, to this, and then use the controls on the back of the flash. But that means you have to buy an extra flash. And those things, you can get an SU700, but it's like 400 bucks. So that seems like a lot. Anyway, Yongno is making a set of controllers that will have their own display on it, so you won't need that SU or SB device. And I'm sure they'll cost a little more than this. They're not out yet, but they'll probably be in the ballpark of $100, and then you'll be able to control your Nikon flashes remotely without buying all that expensive Nikon gear.
Nice.
Yeah. Yongno is also coming out with a competitor to the Canon 600EX RT. This is Canon's top-of-the-line flash, and it costs like $500 or so. It's outrageously expensive, but it's got that wireless transmitter built into it. But if you were creating a set of, say, 4 flashes, it gets pricey really, really fast. So Yongno, which makes excellent generic third-party gear, they're making a replacement for it so that you can just buy it instead of the 600EX RT, or you can mix and match the Canon and Yongno flashes, and they announce it, but it's not out yet. Other flash news, Photox is announcing something very similar. They have their Metros flash, which has been out for a while, but they're going to be releasing the Metros Plus flash, which basically has their Odin receiver built right into it, so you'll be able to fire and remotely control those without needing a separate controller. And again, that's nice because these separate controllers, that's another device to lose or break, something you have to buy, and most importantly to me, you have to keep batteries in it. So it's one more thing to run out of batteries, and that happens all the time because you're hauling around all these AA batteries, and if either the controller or the flash batteries die, then you need to go in and replace them. And when you have 4 lights, 4 controllers, it's a lot of different batteries that can possibly die, and you do a lot of just running around keeping everything battery powered. So the more you can simplify that, the better. I love that these new flashes are coming out with the radio receivers built right into it. That's gonna make everything easier. More camera gear news. Zeiss announced their new Otis 55mm f1.4 lens, and it's priced
$4,000.
$4,000 for a 55mm. Basically, your average 50mm f1.4 lens. Canon and Nikon sell them for, you know, $400, $450 new. And so how do they justify the $4,000 price tag? Well, they say it's no compromises. I guess not for $4,000, right?
But it doesn't have autofocus.
Right, so it's manual focus, which seems like a compromise.
People might say, though, that a real photographer doesn't need it. You know, we should put out an offer. If somebody gets it and they want us to do a comparison, well, you can lend it to us.
Yeah.
We'd take it. We would do a side-by-side. Find out what that $4,000 is doing.
Yeah, the thing costs more than my first, second, and third cars combined.
What kind of cars did you have?
I had some terrible cars.
He had just a skateboard.
Yeah, and in particular, manual focus is going to be a problem because with these, the 50mm 1.4 has a very shallow depth of field, and it's hard to get it precise. And you know, if you're using a manual camera, like I do a lot, I like manual focus with my manual cameras, but they have ground glass viewfinders and they have split prism viewfinders, and that helps you focus precisely with your eye. But modern DSLRs that this is designed for, it's designed for Canon and Nikon DSLRs, they don't have that because you're supposed to use the autofocus system. You can't precisely focus with manual focusing and a shallow depth of field. You can't. I promise, I try it, you will get a lot of out of focus pictures. So I don't know how Zeiss expects anybody to use this thing in practice, and I don't know who would want that. Rich snobs, that's who. Just people who want to be like, I have a Zeiss lens that costs $4,000. I only manually focus. It's absolutely ridiculous.
You went there. I have some fun photo news.
Uh-huh.
I found some great products out there. One of them is for creeps. It's called the Slyphone Camera Periscope. And it's a little device that you attach to your camera phone. I think it works for iPhones, it's compatible, so that you can take a picture without having to put your iPhone up to take the picture. So if someone's doing something weird on the train, you can inconspicuously take a picture. It's $19. I thought it was kind of neat. There are times when I want to take pictures of people doing weird things and I don't want to hold up my camera. So
that's a great value for cheap pervs out there. It's our perv pick of the week.
If you're a bad person like me, it's a great invention for you. And also, I know we're really pushing the Polaroid stuff lately, but I found a device that will convert your iPhone pictures to Polaroids. What's it called? It's called the Impossible Instant Lab. It's $300, so it's really pricey, but it's not that big. It was about 6 by 4.5 by 2 compacted. So we'll show a picture of that. We can bring that up. And I think it's pretty neat. You're out with your friends, you pull this big device out of your purse, and
That's handy. Take a quick snapshot and like, oh, you want a copy of that? Here, let me just...
you could impress all of your nerd friends, though, and I would want to do that. So
You could also just go on eBay and buy a Polaroid camera for like $50 and then cram the film in that. I bought my RB wasn't that much, and it has a Polaroid back on it. But I think that is
But you're just
terribly
raining on
cool.
my parade.
And it gives you the ability to do some editing and adjustments. It's very cool.
Neat. I think it's cool.
Yeah, and I like that people are still doing that. And I should say, when we're talking about Polaroid here, we're really talking about the latest Fuji film, or the film made by the Impossible Project. You can look that up. Polaroid's long out of business, so they don't actually make it. One last thing, Adobe's Creative Cloud. This is a subscription service that gives you access to Lightroom and Photoshop and Premiere Pro and all these like thousands and thousands of dollars in Adobe software. We use it here for our whole team. They got hacked. So they got your names and email addresses, and they got encrypted credit card data, which is good by Adobe, because when like Sony got hacked and TJ Maxx got hacked, they did not have their credit card numbers encrypted. So people were able to just sell those credit card numbers right away. Usually they sell them in the black market to get abused. Adobe is saying they should be encrypted and safe, but you know what's going to happen? They're probably going to contact your bank and say the credit card number was compromised. So you'll get a note from your bank giving you a new credit card number, which means you then need to go into every subscription service that you have, Amazon, whatever else, and update your credit card number, which is a total pain. And you'll also have to change your Adobe password, which I've already done, because they got the encrypted passwords too. So bad by you, Adobe. Watch your security a little bit. That creates a huge inconvenience for all of us. And other than that, we are ready to review some reader photos. So
let's get to those pictures.
Let's do it.
I just feel like, is that their car? Because this could be, I would be mad if the kid was jumping on my car.
I feel like you're a little off topic here. So we have a multiplicity picture. This is multiple different exposures blended together, and I feel like it's done pretty well. It looks perfect. I don't actually like the blending here. Looks really nice, because that's the problem. I guess it gets a little dodgy around here, but it's well done.
Yes, they definitely have the technique down, but now it has to tell a story, because I'm impressed that he has the technique down. He did a really good job. But I'd like to see him do a little bit more. I think he's got it. I'd like to see this kid doing something else.
Yeah, what does this tell us about the kid? Like, I don't think this is his hobby, jumping off the back of a trunk.
It could be.
But maybe it's something that he loves to do, like, I don't know, jumping into the pool even, or jumping a horse over a thing. I don't know what he's into, but jumping off the back of the car probably is not his thing.
Or I've even seen shots like this where each different version of the kid is doing something different. So one's jumping off a car, the other one's lighting something on fire. I mean, clearly this kid is a delinquent. He's going to be doing all sorts of crazy things.
This gets trouble.
Okay, but he's got the technique. Show us a story. Oh, who's this handsome guy?
I want to say it's a blue-footed booby.
Did we just say booby?
He's cute. The exposure's perfect.
Yeah.
His feathers are nice and bright, but not blown out. The focus is perfectly on the eye.
I wish there were a catch light in the eye.
Yeah, the eye is awfully dark.
I feel bad because people submit their pictures and I feel like I have to critique them, so I'm very picky. I'm just picky now.
Yeah, you've got nice soft light here, and I don't know it's not like I can suggest a different technique. I don't like flash in these types of situations. All you could do is hang around the booby for days. Grow up, Chelsea.
I can't.
Until you got the right light, which that's what the amazing wildlife photographers do. They hang around for a long time. But I think this is nice.
Wait, is it front focused on the nest right there in the bottom left-hand corner?
You know, I looked at the eye and it looks nice and sharp to me.
Yeah,
I think.
You're right. Oh, you know what? I think that the plants around it, there's motion blur.
Oh, yeah, maybe they got caught in the wind a little bit.
Yeah, that's what it is. That makes it look okay.
Yeah, but it seems well done.
It's well done. I like this bird. Let's go. Wow.
Wow. This is
I
gorgeous.
love it. You win. Let's keep moving. Like, I feel like with these pictures, like, they're like, I wish this were more perfect. You know what I mean? So, good job.
Yeah, there's nothing I'd change here. The exposure is perfect. This is nice and bright. You know, I can see nothing's quite overexposed, but it's just about, and it's monochromatic. There's action, fog, everything. Technically perfect. Beautiful. Water drop photo. Looks like it was done with a high-speed flash. We demonstrate this in Chapter 3 of Stunning Digital Photography.
We do. We wrote about this.
Yeah, and I think this is well done. I like that it has some color to it. Everything's frozen. It's actually at 1/200th of a second. It's not that high speed. But it looks nice and crisp.
It's pretty crisp.
I can't think of anything to say about it. The water drop was done well.
Yeah. Good one. Ooh, I like this picture.
Yeah, this picture is really striking.
It's very... See, I wondered if maybe they should have her in the right third or the left third of the frame, but then I'm thinking there might be something to her being in the center. It's very direct. It's very engaging. It's kind of intimidating, right? I feel like I'm actually making eye contact with her.
We could try out the rule of thirds here and just see if it's better.
I like it centered. All right, let's go back.
Better here or better here?
What about crop down her still centered, though? They already put it in black and white. I mean, this person obviously knows us.
So centered here.
I know we usually advise against centered, but I think it works because of this intense eye contact.
Yeah, I like it direct and centered. And centered shots, you just need to avoid making them look like a snapshot. Do you think it's better cropped a little tighter or a little wider?
I don't know. I think I like the original shot. There's something a little bit uncomfortable about it, I will say that. And I think that it is because she's centered and the eye contact is so intense. But that's what I like about it. It's a good photo. What are you doing?
I have to clear my throat, and I was looking for the mute button on my... Sorry, people.
That was gross.
That's unprofessional. And look, they're rocking a Leica.
Oh my God.
Leica M9.
They're fancy.
They're fancy.
Oh, look at that nose texture.
Yeah, that's a beautiful shot. Really nice. And they also went for symmetry. We're seeing a theme here tonight. Mm-hmm. Perfectly exposed. The whites are nice and bright without being overexposed. Plenty of detail, texture. I like it. Couldn't get any tighter than this.
I like the cool tones. I don't know what this is, but I feel like it's a snow leopard or some kind of snowflake monkey. I'm not good at animals.
Yeah, I think you're right with a snowflake monkey.
Just based on, what I've seen around.
I don't know either. Wildcat or lynx, maybe?
I don't know. Well, that's a fancy way of smoking a cigarette.
I just want to point out that people in the readers group and on YouTube both showed me the shortcut for cycling through the metadata, which is the I key. So hopefully we won't lose the metadata this time. I don't know why it randomly disappears. Sometimes it just randomly disappears.
Crazy.
So this is street photography, and I love this. We actually have, there's depth in the picture, but there's also symmetry because both these guys are kind of grabbing their cigarettes.
Oh, yeah.
There's a fantastic balance to it. There's really nice contrast. He seems to have eye contact and just great light on him. Like, actually, what is that? It doesn't quite look like an oncoming flash. Maybe the sun is setting behind him. I'm wondering, maybe we could go a touch brighter with it. What do you think? Better here? Better here?
Do that one more time.
Better here?
I think I like the original, actually.
Really? I'm a fan of just a touch brighter, but either way, it's the content that's really important, and it's well done. It's a fantastic moment, and as a street photographer, this is the kind of thing you really strive for. You have to take a lot of pictures to get this one. Like, you have to sort through hundreds of pictures. You have to face lots and lots of uncomfortable situations. I love this kid. He's got a great story. I love his arm tattoo. And look, he's got this awesome scar on his arm here. So this kid has some stories. It's a great shot.
What if his story is like, he's just spoiled and he's at the mall?
He's got one of those stick-on
He's got a lame
scars.
story.
It needs to look cool.
Okay, this is interesting. There are a lot of lines in this photo.
Yeah, I like this, and the contrast is really nice too. This is one of the shots where my eye kind of floats around and doesn't land anywhere.
I was gonna say, I think this is a good photo. It doesn't engage me though, and I don't know if that's a personal thing. I don't want to put my personal preferences on you, but yeah, I just don't find it that engaging. I think it might be because there's so much going on in the photo. But
yeah, I think as a set, it might fit in well. It might tell part of a story, but I don't know that this tells an entire story. So we'll flip back to this one. And where do your eyes go? Right here, right? Right to his face. And then you kind of explore the surroundings.
Yeah.
But, you know, his arm leads right here to his eye, and he's got the cigarette here, and it has a focal point, and it's this guy. And so we go here, and where do your eyes go? Well, they kind of follow the line of the bridge here, and then down here, and then just kind of doesn't go anywhere.
Well, I think this photo is about lines, and I've definitely seen respectable photos like this. I think it's a style. But it's good. The exposure's right.
Yeah.
It's a good photo.
ISO 100, the settings are perfect and precise.
I like it.
And this is so similar. Oh, wait, let me see. This is the same guy.
Oh,
it's got to be. Same camera, same lens.
Oh, black
same
and
theme.
white. It's black and white line guy. He likes it.
I didn't make note of your names when I downloaded this. Oh, look, it's even resized. This is the same guy. We were thinking about punishing people who put up more than one picture.
Oh, that's
this
right.
time.
How dare you, black and white line guy? How could you do this to us? Move on. Shame on you. Is this black and white line guy again?
No, it's got a different camera.
Oh, it's his brother.
The Canon black and white line guy.
Black and white bridge guy. Again.
A lot and not a lot at the same time. Like, there's all this kind of information to search through, but your eye doesn't land anywhere.
I think that black and white was a good choice because it simplified the composition. I can already tell.
Yeah.
But it's still a really busy picture. And it may have been a less busy picture if they got on the bridge and then shot down the middle of it and got the symmetry of the bridge. So you could have still had the lines, but made the picture less cluttered by having some symmetry. But right now it's a little cluttered for me. Maybe that's a taste issue, but that's how I feel right now.
Sometimes you'll find a spot like this, and I'll think to myself, this is a great location.
Oh, a background.
Yeah, so you can camp out here. Like, this might be the best shot of this spot. So then you camp out. I don't mean like in a tent. I just mean you hang out for a night. You wait for a train to come by, and you catch the train just as it's going through here. Or you bring a friend along, and you pose them on the bridge.
A friend you don't like, just in case the train comes along.
Yeah.
You don't want a friend you like to get run over.
So yeah, sometimes this is the picture you end up with in the process of location scouting, and then you just need to add that one element to it. Minor technical point. I see is at 1/200th and ISO 200. Go ahead and drop down to ISO 100 and 1/100th of a second.
That's a fast shutter speed since nothing's moving.
Yeah, but it's not a big deal.
No, but it came out fun, so. What?
Wow. All right, here we go. Now, see here, your eye knows where to go, right? Is this kid. He's even got lines leading to him. And I love their expressions, like, this kid's interested.
He's like,
but
yeah.
These kids could just care less.
Oh, because that guy's always doing that. They're like, him
this happens
again.
all day. Anyway.
I like this picture.
I love this shot a lot. I really do.
I do too.
I see it's got a lot of
noise
in it, and he must have added that in.
No, really?
It must be edited in post. It's a 6D, a full frame camera at ISO 125.
Oh, that's true.
So that must be...
It's a style then.
Yeah, noise added to make it feel like, 50s street photography that had a lot of grain.
Look at that
which I respect.
Cool pose. That's the crane. I don't know if that's what it's really called, but that's what I'm calling it.
Yeah, so the jumping kid is good, but it's these kids' expressions that I think make this a really great shot. Anyway, amazing shot.
Cool.
I wouldn't change anything.
Wait, we saw this last time.
Did we, or did we see it in the group?
No, we just reviewed this picture. We said train.
That could be my fault, because I have to... Sometimes people upload pictures after we review them, and so I move them into the album.
Tony, why would you do this to us?
Train.
Look at this cutie.
Yeah, she's a really cute girl.
A little bit overexposed. Just because the detail in her face is blown out. Actually, maybe they used a filter and smoothed her skin.
I was thinking that
smooth.
too. I was thinking about this because she looks so mature in this picture. This looks like a fashion photo that you'd take of, a 25-year-old fashion model. And part of that might be that her skin is so smooth and processed, or maybe she has perfect skin. I'm not even completely confident in this process.
She probably does have perfect skin. She's like 5, but a lot of people smooth out kid skin as like they also add smoothing to it, and it doesn't need it, and it ends up looking a little bit too doll-like. Let me focus on the positive though. I love her pose, and I like the picture overall. I think it's a nice picture. I would just chill out on the skin smoothing. Maybe they didn't.
Yeah, I'm not even sure they did.
I apologize if you did not.
What do you think?
They might just have a baby with smooth skin.
Just a little tighter here. Just focus the eyes a little bit better. You like that?
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind seeing this with off-camera flash. I know I do a lot of on-camera portrait work, and that's convenient, but...
We lose a lot of detail in the bottom left, too. Like her shoulders just gone.
What do you mean? In the bottom left? Oh, because it's a little blown out?
Yeah.
The exposure's not bothering me at all, but it bothers Chelsea.
It bothers me. It doesn't bother me that much.
Okay.
What's happening here? Tony, tell me what you imagine the story is behind this picture. How did this happen?
I'm so fixated on the exposure. It didn't bother me last time, but this one feels dark to me. Because the focal point is clearly his eyes, his face. Your eye goes there, but initially it's just so dark. You're just kind of frustrated that you can't see it.
You know what he needed? Exposure compensation, because the camera was metering for the sky and the shadows, and the camera always goes for middle gray. And what you need to do when you have a really bright background like that is kind of bump up the exposure compensation.
Bingo. Well said. Chapter 4 of Stunning Digital Photography.
I know some things.
You know stuff.
I do take pictures now and again. So we repeat. Next time when you have a really bright background like that, just bump up your exposure compensation a stop or two, and you should be fine. Uh-oh. He's cropping. Cropposaurus strikes again. Just put this, I would put it in black and white, but his cool little...
Really? I like that orange.
No, I was going to say, his cool shirt is just too beautiful. Don't you dare.
I see. You wanted to backpedal really quickly because you're embarrassed at your terrible mistake.
I drank your wine. And I apologize, but I'm not sorry.
That's for us to share. Yeah, I guess he's an interesting character. I'm kind of left wondering what the story of the picture is, because you can't really see his hands and such, but he's interesting. I think his face is what's interesting. I wish it were zoomed in a little tighter. But good settings.
I like the story. I like him up there. Okay, let's go.
Good.
That was the shortest good I've ever heard. Good.
I don't know. It's good. I'll say the crop on this bothers me a little bit because this edge is so close and this edge is kind of so far. These edges are so far.
I kind of want to make it upright.
You want to rotate it?
No, maybe. I don't know. Sometimes I just say things and it's like, why not? Let's just try everything.
I
You don't
actually
even know
don't know
how.
how to do it from the develop module. I think I can do it from here.
I think I trusted you.
Okay.
Oh no, that was so long. I apologize. I'll never suggest that again. Let's just
please
move
don't.
on. Quick.
All right, I'm just going to leave him walking there.
Power lines. And a sign that says 717.
Yeah, I feel like this is this guy's fourth photo.
What?
We got the same camera and lens again.
Are you serious right now, guy?
But I don't know for sure. It's a common camera, the
Okay.
5200.
Right.
But
Well,
we have a common theme here of the train tracks.
line guy. He likes lines.
Yeah, he didn't go black and white on this, but he's trying to throw us off his tracks, probably.
See, we need to get rid of the utility box.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. Like, what is this a picture of? And I think it's a picture of the sky back here.
Yeah.
I think that's what he wanted. But then there's this other stuff.
But you know what? The first thing that my
is
eyes saw?
definitely a distraction.
Power lines, utility box, 717. That was the exact order that I saw things. I broke it.
Chelsea's destroying everything.
I did it.
Man, I don't know what to do with this. I'm sorry, we have this Zoom H4n, and Chelsea felt like wearing the headphones to monitor the sound tonight, and she's destroying everything because she's drunk on my wine.
No, I'm not. Yes, I am.
So I'm just kind of really roughly.
Yeah, that's fun.
So better without the distractions?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. But even so, if this is the subject, it could be more prominent.
That's beautiful back there. It's just that everything else was distracting from it, so. Well, this guy.
It's the same guy.
Oh
This is the
God.
best picture so far, though. I don't really want to review his whole portfolio, but this is the best picture.
What's your name? I'm talking to him like he could answer me. Tell me your name.
Well, we could find out his name.
Oh.
All right, we're
Let's
moving
just
on.
move on, and if people do this to us.
Wow, same guy.
Train guy?
Yeah, this is the best picture, though.
Well, you said the last picture was the best picture.
Yeah, well, he's getting better as he progresses.
Okay.
You got some sensor dust in there. You got to clean that up, right?
Yeah. You know what we should do?
Click the wrong button.
We should be really mean if people submit more than one picture.
Well, that's what we agreed on, that we would be really mean to them. So take it out on Duvall.
Your train is stupid. We hate your train. I actually like this picture, though.
Yeah, I really like this picture. This is your best picture. This is the one you should have submitted. You should have submit only one picture, which means take the others down and then submit this one. Well, though, this one doesn't really need anything. He's looking for help with pictures.
Well, that's true.
This one's really good.
So we have a conundrum here. What should he submit? His worst picture, right? So we have something to talk about.
The one he's struggling with. And I will just say that I wish the sun were a little closer to the top edge here. So I think that gets better.
Okay.
No?
You know what? I don't even know anymore. Who am I?
Nikki Harrington, one of our favorites.
I do love Nikki.
Yeah. This
is a perfect picture.
Yeah, this is just perfect.
Go, Nikki. Go, Nikki.
She took this at 200 millimeters.
I know.
You must have been on top of that little hummingbird.
I bet she blackmailed
it. Ruby-throated hummingbird. She blackmailed it.
Mm-hmm.
She nailed the settings. She's at ISO 100, which is perfect.
She did it.
And you had plenty of light. This shot is perfect for a perched hummingbird. I wouldn't change a thing about it. No distractions.
It's beautiful.
Okay, just in the interest of suggestions,
What?
In Chapter 8, the Wildlife Animals chapter, there's a video that shows you how to remove the noise from the background.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I would do that for this too.
All right. Getting a little nitpicky on Nikki.
Well, it's such a good picture. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's that close to perfect. You just select the background and then you crank up the noise reduction. Yeah.
Look at you go. I'm proud of you, Tony. You're really good at this stuff. People should buy your t-shirts. What?
See how easy that is?
Oh, good go. That's spooky.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm zoomed in there. But that's really cool.
I like that.
Yeah, are those spiderwebs real? Or is this like Halloween decorations?
It's like a spider web condominium.
No, I think they're real. They're just so thick and bright.
It's really good. You did a good job. Wait, who is this person? Black and white line guy?
No, this is a different camera.
Okay.
But it's a great shot, and the light is perfect because these will disappear in the wrong light, but you got the light just right. I don't know what else to suggest. I think it's a cool shot.
I think it's a cool shot.
Black and white is right
We've
for
been
it.
seeing so many black and white photos lately. I like to think somebody special. Tim Corner. We know him.
This is beautiful, Tim.
Good job, Tim.
Yeah, really nice. I like the light as it's streaming through the trees here, and the reflection on the water really makes it. And this is a really nice foreground.
If I could suggest one thing.
Yeah.
A father and a son on the end of the dock.
With a rod and reel?
Sharing a cigar.
That's okay, except I initially imagined the son is like 8 years old.
I did too. He's just like mature for his age.
I don't like this thing here, and it's super easy to crop, so I'm just going to pull that in a tiny bit.
Okay. But Tim got it. Tim's a good guy. All right, let's go.
See before or after.
Goodbye, Tim.
Oh, I didn't show you the after. All right.
What's this? Oh.
So I love this. This is a 30-second exposure, and I'm trying to figure out if it's taken in the day or not, because you can't always tell. If it was taken in the day, it was taken with a neutral density filter and a big one. So I bet this was taken at night, but I don't see any hint of stars. Either way, it's really well done, and the neutral density filter gave this water that really feathery look, and it allowed this wheel to show the movement. Anyway, it's perfect. Maybe there's a bit too much
cool
in the scene. Yeah, I mean, I think...
Too cool for school.
I think it's oversaturated.
Oh.
Because don't you feel like the greens are a bit much, too?
The pardon? The what?
No. The greens? You like the greens? You just want to drop the blues? But yeah, it is a little much with the muchness.
Something colory.
Purple in the sky, too. Yeah, I think it was just overall oversaturated. Black and white.
Just try it. You might like it. Oh, there's not enough detail in the sky, I guess.
Yeah, the sky.
You know what, though? It brings your attention to the mill and the waterfall. It focuses you a little bit.
Oh. I was just making an adjustment, seeing if I could find some way to make the sky interesting, but I didn't. I also feel like there's just a bit more than the subject here.
Oh, I see.
I know I get accused of cropping an awful lot.
Croposaurus, that's what people call you. I didn't make it up. I did. Oh, you're taking it way down. You're crazy.
What do you think? Better here or better here?
I like it. I like what you did with that. Hey, we should have our own show called Extreme Photo Makeover.
Yeah, somebody at NBC or CBS or... I'll take Comedy Central. I don't care. Get us a show. This kid's adorable. This shot's perfect.
I think his shirt says it all, Tony.
He has trouble. I just love this. I can't imagine this being better. The shirt is perfect.
It's
the way
cute.
His eyes are framed. I don't know if this is a setup or not.
That's not even a real kid.
It's really fantastic.
Neil Johnson, we applaud you.
You nailed it, Neil.
That is so cute.
I'll make the same suggestion I made earlier. When you have out of focus areas like this, especially when they're a monochromatic primary color, red, blue, green, greens, they get all noisy. And that's really easy to fix if you want to be a perfectionist, because everything here is perfect, except the background's a little noisy. You can fix that. Foreground's fine.
That's like, I think, my favorite picture so far.
Yeah, that was a fantastic picture. We should be picking winners as we go through.
Yeah. No, you know what? That sounds like it'd take a while. This picture's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I like something about the colors. I don't know. I like something.
I
like the composition.
I'm thinking black and white.
Or what's happening to the sound?
Oh, what's happening with the sound?
I heard like aliens or something.
Did it go away?
It's gone now. Let's focus on our job. Oh.
I just want to add a little
Stop.
drama to the sky with the processing.
Here, you listen to the sound for a second because you're going to know what's happening. It sounds like feedback.
Sorry for the interruption. I don't hear anything, Chels.
Oh. Can you edit that out? People will be bored.
There's no way I'm going to be able to find that.
Okay. Let's move on now. I'm so sorry.
I
like it in color because I love the color of the ocean. I love that. I think it's good. Let's just leave it.
Yeah, the clouds are cool. I guess I'm just looking for a way to make it a little more dramatic.
That's dramatic. Is it raining?
Yeah, it is raining, and I think that's what he's taking a picture of. I'll just point out that part of the reason I'm struggling is without even seeing the picture, I'm looking at the histogram, and you can see like all the data is really in like half the picture, and the lower end here is all missing, and the very top end here is completely missing, and it just means the picture is going to be a little low contrast. And sometimes when you see the little histogram as a hump like that, you just kind of adjust the settings to get it spread out a little more, and it can be a little more interesting. But I think I've overdone it.
Yeah, you've overdone it. I wouldn't lie to you.
Oh. Wow! Oh, great shot.
I question whether or not this is safe. As a mother, this picture worries me. But that's really cool. I feel like we've seen this before, though. Did they resubmit this picture?
No, I've not seen it. But I love it. See, this is storytelling. If it were just this kid in the air, there'd be no story. I'll just crop him down and so you can see what I'm talking about. Like, that's cool, but there's no story. But when you show the swing in it, that's the story.
Mm-hmm.
And the sky helps tell the story too. Like, don't you get the feeling like this is summer fun?
I did think summer fun.
So the way you take this shot is you set your exposure for the sky. You make sure those clouds are nice and bright. And then you just lock it into manual, or you hit that exposure lock button, and then you take your pictures. And you don't worry about the exposure, because your camera's going to try to expose the kid right. And that's not what you want with a silhouette. You want him completely dark. You want the background exposed properly. So I think you nailed it. Perfect settings. So congrats.
Congrats on that. I've seen this.
Yeah, we saw it in the group, I think. Or did we see it last week?
We saw it in the group. Wait.
Did we? Or
I don't know. Let's just critique it because I.
Yeah, it's a cool shot. This is steel wool put into an egg beater and spun at length. Steel wool doesn't burn this long, so I think maybe they restarted it here and like here too. But it's a cool idea to light it multiple times and keep going down, because when you're doing light painting, as described in Chapter 10 of Stunning Digital Photography,
That's
you have
our book.
the opportunity to take as long as you want. This is only a 30-second exposure. Actually, how did they get all this in just 30 seconds? Maybe they had multiple people going? Because there's no way you could fire off steel wool and move and relight it again in 30 seconds. So that's a really short exposure for this. But the exposure is perfect. Look at this nice silky sky. You can see the stars. I like the inclusion of the camera here. That just adds another element to it, and it helps balance it because everything's over here on the left, and then we have this grounding it on the right. Great shot, perfect exposure. Little storytelling element in there. Can't think of anything to add.
Cool. I like the softness of this weed, but I would change the color because there's some aqua in there that I just don't think belongs there.
Oh, really? I was immediately drawn to that aqua color, but I was wondering about it.
I don't think it's real.
You know what can happen is, I wonder if it was just oversaturated a little bit.
I was wondering if they were trying to recover some highlights or something.
like maybe it was a little flat or maybe they just cranked up the aqua. It does look a little unnatural, but maybe it's not.
Maybe this is some strange plant I don't know about.
So I think this is a picture of this particular flower. In which case I would just get closer to it. Like decide what the interesting element is and really zoom in on that, because right now, there's a lot of stuff that's not that compelling.
It's a cool little weed.
But it is cool. I definitely see why it caught your eye.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh,
look at his weird neck.
This looks like a
Mr. Question Mark neck.
Yeah, he is cool. Perfect focus, perfect exposure too. Look how none of the whites are blown out. They're all perfect.
I love this picture. I'm just going to come out and say it.
In fact, I'm even going to up the exposure just a little bit. Because look at that history. I'm not quite touching the whites. You want them nice and bright. So it's better a little bit bright. The sky, just gorgeous.
Look at his eye. Man,
Yeah,
this is a good picture.
Yeah, intense detail. I will say the one thing that bugs me is look how his head is turned just a little past profile. He's like looking a little bit away.
No, you didn't.
I promise, if he were to turn his head just 2 degrees towards you, it'd make all the difference. Just, you can't tell the bird to like turn your nose this way. You can't do that.
You could, but it wouldn't work.
No, he would not care. You just got to take a lot of pictures and wait for him to move. Because birds are always moving their heads.
What is with his neck? I guess
that's what their necks look like.
It looks...
I can't explain it.
It looks like
I don't know if that
someone
helps
ran
him
it
fly
over.
Or... No, like he's like a cartoon bird.
Yeah, like someone kicked him.
This is gorgeous.
What kind of bird is this? Some kind of hawk?
He put it... Okay, well... I'm sorry for the delay. I'll just pull this up here because he put it in the title of the picture. There we go. Brahmini kite. So, gorgeous picture. Really beautiful light. You can see the sun is fairly low to the sky, so it's illuminating the close side of the bird. So he was on the right side of where the bird was going to fly. If he was on the other side, you'd have the bird all in shadow and it wouldn't be nearly as compelling. Beautiful light, perfect exposure, nice blue sky. I wouldn't change a thing. The only thing...
I'm going to be a picky Ricky. I'm going to change something.
Oh, all right. What would you change?
Because I've taken a lot of bird pictures and you just need to camp out there and wait till the bird gets closer to you. The bird was too far away.
Yeah.
But he did everything right. It's not like he could have done this picture better in the moment. Now he just has to commit his life to it like Chris Rao and spend 3 hours every morning.
You're right. So your technique is perfect. And by the way, your composition is really nice too. See, he's in the left half of the frame. He's moving. There's open space here for him to move into, following the rule of thirds nicely. Exposure perfect. Everything's perfect, nice and sharp. Good shutter speed, 1/1000th. Yeah, just hang out a bit longer.
No, I think he did everything right. For me, this picture lacks a focal point. Actually, I guess it's the fallen tree. I guess it, yeah. Let's put it in black and white. Maybe it'll do something. Ah, that looks better.
I do think I do actually like this much better in black and white.
Yeah. I like the fogginess in the distance. See, because I think the red and the yellow are distracting. I was looking at those right away, but they disappear when you put it in black and white.
Yeah, I actually thought those colors were the focus of the picture. So when I looked at it, I thought he's taking a picture of the red and yellow and the green markings. But you're right, these are distractions.
I bet he didn't notice those when he took the picture, because that's happened to me before.
Yeah, I think this is much more interesting in black and white, though. We have to work the lines in this picture, and there are a couple of lines. But of course, you have all these vertical lines here, but the key lines to me are the path that leads through here, which is nice. I like the way it's arranged now. It's kind of winding. But this tree is at not a real compelling angle. Like it's not quite perfectly horizontal, but it'd be nice if it was just leaning like a little bit more. So if you were to take a few steps over here to the right and tilt your camera a little bit towards the left, you know, it would just take on a steeper pitch in the picture. And that's the way you work a line. I think it might be more compelling over there, but that would change so many other factors. Who knows? There's some ugly over there.
I like this picture though. It makes me feel lonely. What's this? Downton Abbey?
Yeah, that's beautiful. It's an HDR shot. I can see some traces of edge glow, which some people like and some people don't. But
Which camp are you in?
I don't mind it at all in this picture. I just know that some people are going to be like, "Oh, edge glow and HDR." But yeah, I like the shot.
Me too. Makes me wish I lived at Downton.
I think it's the best shot you could get of this building without adding something else to it. You know what I mean? Sometimes HDR shots end up a little low contrast because that is what HDR does. It just reduces the contrast of it, and you can see the histogram here shows it's a little low contrast, but I don't know that adjusting this is really going to help it much. That's not better. I apologize.
This person got real artsy.
Should we stick with the artistic theme and go black and white here?
I was going to say.
I was actually, like, my eye went down the slide here practically. But then I began to try to put the rest of the picture together and I didn't know exactly what to do with it. You know, you have this line here, and the most prominent thing is the arm of the chair here, but it doesn't really go anywhere.
Well, I think that was the subject of the picture, the arm of the chair, but you know what ruins it? That hose.
Yeah, all I can see is that hose.
Typical hose behavior. Always in the way. Oh, are you going to do something about it? That was...
that's not perfect, look.
I mean, yeah.
This is free, for God's sakes.
This is free. It's better.
Yeah, I think it's better without the hose.
No hose. This is a nice picture.
Yeah, I love this tree here. It feels very like spooky and moody.
Spooky.
I like it a lot. I want to crop it.
Why?
I don't know.
Maybe a little oversaturated though.
I didn't succeed.
Did it.
You think that's better? I wanted to get the sun out of the center, but I failed at that.
Oh, well, you can't win them all. Did you just do what I think you did?
Yeah, but I regret it.
You're just making so many mistakes.
Wow, this is gorgeous.
I love this picture.
Yeah, they're going for symmetry here with the reflections on the water, which is the perfect choice. Oh, let me get that metadata pulled up again. I'm pressing the I key. Oh, I don't have metadata for this. I was trying to figure out if it was a long exposure or not.
This is a painting, that's why. We've been fooled.
It is really nice. There's a terrible amount of noise in the sky here. You can see that it's almost messing it up because otherwise everything is so smooth, and then the digital noise, which is not representing what was really there, is just kind of ruining it. But here, I'll just crank that up for the time being, and that'll reduce how distracting it is.
This picture's so pretty. Oh.
Yeah, it's just beautiful. It feels like New England, right? But where do they find this glassy lake? They must have gotten up early. Looks like an early morning picture. You get up early.
It's glassier.
Yeah, winds are lower.
Keep it glassy.
What a great shot. I love the kind of breaking the rule of space, and that she's looking off towards the close edge of the picture. And I love the light through these reeds back here and how the background is just completely monochromatic. In fact, I see this little touch of green down here is bothering me. I'm going to go ahead and pull that towards yellow a little bit.
just make it a little more monochromatic.
This is beautiful. I love this picture.
That's a minor point. I just reduced the greens a little bit. Yeah,
I have zero complaints.
Yeah, I guess I'm just trying to tweak it as I would for my own pictures too, but the picture as a shot is perfect. I love her expression. The outfit is really nice. Oh, but it's all about this light and the background, I think. Yeah, this is a great spot. Bring everybody you know back here and take pictures of them at the same time of day.
I want to go there. Tico. Wait, is that how you say his name?
Ticho?
Ticho?
I don't know if that's like a K or what, but wow, where is this? This is just beautiful. This looks like it was taken 100 years ago. Well, that car might not be 100 years old, but it's an old car, right? This looks like a panorama to me. Once again, I have no metadata. I don't know why sometimes it just doesn't appear.
I like this picture. It reminds me of a story.
I love this little car. Yeah, I find this picture really compelling.
I like it.
I
have spoken.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else to add, but thank you.
You did it. Oh, is this Nikki again?
See, my metadata just disappeared at some point.
This one's too dark.
Yeah, this is underexposed.
Because the light is catching the background.
This is the same bird, a female ruby-throated hummingbird that Nikki took a picture of, but yeah, this is not quite the exposure that Nikki had, and it's not cropped as tight either.
Is this Nikki though? What would you just do?
I was just trying to fix that. Looks like there's sensor dust there, but also we have a few things to do. We should crop that birdie down.
Oh, that's much better already, Tony. Hey, you're pretty good at this.
And, you know, the background is so bright because the sun is on the background. So if you look at the histogram, you can see the background is yellow, and you can see this bright burst of yellow right here, right next to the right side of the histogram. But our subject is down here in the blues and greens, so it's right in the middle. So the bright background threw everything off, but you don't expose for the background, right? Don't worry if you blow out the background. You got to get your subject exposed properly. So I'm going to crank the exposure up. Drop the blacks a little, add some contrast to it.
This would be a good time to add that you want to shoot to the right. And what that means is that you can overexpose your subject a little bit, and it will be easier to bring it down in post-processing. But it's much harder to bring up shadows because then you get a lot of noise and everything.
Now I'm kind of restoring the highlights a little bit. Now, there's also a white balance problem here, and it's caused by the same condition. Basically, we have all this sunlight that's hitting the background and throwing off the automatic white balance because the subject is a fairly small part of the frame. So the white balance was probably set to sunlight. But this bird here is in the shadow, and shadows have a different white balance. They're usually a little bit cooler because they're illuminated by light that's bouncing off of maybe the green grass or the humidity in the air, which would make it more blue. So things in shadows need a warmer tint added to them. So I'm just going to fix the white balance because these ruby-throated hummingbirds have a white neck.
You really did a lot to this photo. This person owes you 50 cents. At least.
They gave me $8.99. Maybe more.
Okay. We did it.
All right.
Let's keep
so
moving.
We'll do a before and after on this one. That's a big improvement. So I feel like you nailed it when you took the picture. You got a nice sharp picture. You got, I'm sure, as close as you could. A little post-processing never hurt.
Yes, some post-processing has hurt.
This is true, but this is a great picture. Here we're nice and tight. It's all about the eyes with this shot. Everybody's nice and clear and in focus. The exposure is perfect.
This picture's too soft for my taste. Look at her hair and her eyes.
So I think it's had some processing done.
I think
traditional,
it might be a little overprocessed.
Yeah, maybe it's a matter of taste. I look at a picture like that's been processed like this, and I know that this is of the style. This is what people do today with portraits. They process them a bit. They warm them up a little bit. I bet the original picture wasn't quite this warm. They're probably
no.
It's probably more like that. I'm not saying that's better. I like the warm tint to it, but it's, it's been filtered and processed, and that's what he's going for, he or she. All right, Chelsea's shaking her head, but I like it. It works for me. Chelsea thinks it's overprocessed.
No, I think that I think that the depth of field was too shallow, and it's really hard. I've taken pictures of going from one person in a portrait to multiple, and it's really difficult to control the depth of field. So I'm not saying that this is a bad picture or that I dislike it. I think that they had technical difficulties with the picture. It's very soft.
The eyes are perfectly sharp.
They look like they've been sharpened.
Yeah, maybe. Oh,
And
yeah,
like
I do see some over-sharpening artifacts in there. This eye is out of focus. Or maybe the baby moved. Oh, I don't have metadata.
No
sometimes
metadata.
I get it, sometimes I don't.
I think that they have an eye for composition and that there are good things happening here. But if I'm being asked to critique a photo, I'm going to say that they need a bigger depth of field when they're shooting two people. It's better to have things in focus and then decide to blur them later than to shoot them and have them be out of focus.
All right, well, you do make a good point. One of the biggest challenges with group photos is the short depth of field, so you got to crank that f-stop number up some, get plenty of depth of field.
This is a cool picture.
Yeah, it's black and white, which you like, and it's definitely the right choice because there'd be a lot of distractions. I think the focal point here is the symmetry. So this picture's all about composition and the lines.
Yeah.
And I like that about it a lot. It just missed symmetrical though.
Huh?
Like it just missed symmetrical. Like to me, it's so close that I immediately noticed that it's not quite lined up perfectly. It's something you have to be really careful about. You have to like find a couple of different points that are supposed to be lined up and make sure that they're perfectly lined up, because this should be right behind this pole.
That actually doesn't bother me. It's funny how we sometimes disagree on these things, isn't it, dear? I like it. I have no complaints.
Okay. I'm bumping the contrast up a little bit. What do you think?
I like that.
But I like it. I like the simple composition. You know what? This might be a great composition, especially if you just had one person over here just throwing off the balance a little bit and adding a focal point. What if there was just one person in this train?
A dead guy. That's a tufted titmouse, Karen.
Karen knows. So this is a common thing. Like I suspect Karen's using the center autofocus point to focus on the eye, which depending on the camera, again, for some reason I have no metadata today, but depending on the camera is probably what she needed to do correctly. But if you have to use the center autofocus point to focus on the eye, then you end up doing your composition in post with the crop. So I'm just going to crop that down a little bit tighter because
that's a nice picture.
My scientific studies have shown that people like tightly cropped wildlife photos.
What's your scientific study? Facebook?
Hundreds of thousands of views at Northrup.org.
My mistake. I like this picture. Lots of detail, a great catchlight in the eyes. You did it, Karen.
So once again, I'll refer you to Chapter 8, Editing Wildlife Photos, to remove this background noise a little bit. Also mention that there's some chromatic aberration back here. And somewhere down here is a slider to fix chromatic aberration. Where is it? I don't use it that often. All right. Well, somewhere there's a slider for fixing chromatic aberration, and it wouldn't hurt with this picture. All right. So here's a picture with a focal point, and it definitely makes the sculpture more interesting. I like that they waited for the person to be running through. I also like that it's almost monochromatic except for her jacket and her orange. I like that. That makes it interesting. The balance could be a little off, but what are you going to do? You can't, this person's not a model.
How do you know?
Maybe you could crop it down a little bit more. What do you think?
I like it cropped down a bit. Simplifying the composition. That thing scares me, to be honest with you. This little fork creature. A fork monster, if you will. Where is this?
I feel like it's in like Iceland or something, right? Doesn't because this is such a Viking sculpture.
Viking?
Don't you think?
I don't know. I like
She's got Nike shoes on, so we know America has invaded one way or another.
That seems rude. Hey, I've seen this before. I like this self-portrait.
Yeah, we saw this in the readers group.
He looks intense, and I like his manly beard.
Yeah, that's a cool photo.
I wouldn't go.
I'm not familiar with that camera.
I wouldn't change it.
No, I can't think of anything I changed.
You
I like
did it.
nice
You
and
did it.
contrasty. I like the balance in the photo.
Bye, Daniel. I saw your watermark before I saw your picture.
Yeah, this is light painting, and I'm really glad to see somebody out doing light painting. And it's cool. Turned out good, but this is what it is.
You get what you get, and you don't get upset, Tony.
So, good exposure. Nicely done. Wow. Okay, now here's a night photo.
That's a party.
This is just amazing. Wow. It seems like you'd want to be on the inside of the stadium there enjoying the show, but this is a great point of view, and you just nailed the composition.
I agree. I like this picture, and I think they did it. I like when they have their name in the corner.
Yeah, I don't know what the Green Bay Packers are celebrating, but look, I'm a Cowboys guy.
No, you're not.
All right, well, I was. I grew up in Texas.
You don't even know football.
This kid's really cute. Yeah, he's a cutie. The color balance is a little cool here. You can see this is all blue and his eyes are a little blue, but that's okay because it's cold. We could pull the balance up a little bit more, and that's more true.
That's true. That looks crazy. I would send that kid to the hospital.
So this has, I think it's snow, right? That has the snow set to white. That does feel a little warm. But anyway, my point was I like the original white balance. I like it a little cool. He's wearing a jacket. It fits. It feels natural.
That's cute. They did it.
His eyes are really cute. And you can see, looks like both of his parents are there.
Oh, he's the sweetest.
Yeah, that's a nice picture.
I like this picture. A man fishing at the end of a jetty.
Yeah, what a beautiful composition. I have to check the level, though. It doesn't feel quite right to me. My reader's off. Wait.
You were mistaken.
Yes, that level's perfect. I apologize, sir. Or ma'am.
This is so embarrassing.
I've never been off level before. I need to calibrate.
You do. This picture is good.
Yeah. Beautiful rule of thirds composition. Just a fantastic sky. So much drama. And we have a focal point. This is the most important thing. See, we got these lines here. We got all these lines leading to this one point right here. The horizon, these lines of rocks. Everything goes to this one point. And there's something there. We're rewarded. So I'm just going to pull out my cloning tool just to show you what would happen if this weren't there. Now, see, something's missing, right?
Well, now the focal point is that pole, which I didn't even notice before.
Yeah, I'm going to
take out the pole
too. It's blowing up my point, but
now the Earth is changed.
All right, close enough. And so that dude and that pole are so important to the picture. You take that away and it's just a picture of the sky and it's kind of like, your eye just searches around. So you throw that guy in there and right away it goes there, focal point. Anyway, beautiful example. All I can do is use you as a good example and try to make your picture worse.
Yeah.
There's nothing I can do to improve this. It's perfect.
It was nice.
Black and white?
Black and white?
No. Not bad, actually.
Not bad.
I love the colors, but
the colors are beautiful. Let's not mess with it.
But no, it's all about I gotta put it. Okay.
Yeah, but you know what? Once again, I feel like these people. I don't feel like we get great pictures, but I don't think they actually need our constructive criticism. Maybe it's good to just have good examples to show people.
Yeah, sometimes people just want to show off. This guy got a great picture. He nailed it. What could we possibly suggest? He nailed it.
Show off. That's cool.
Yeah, this is pretty. They arrange the leaves in a thoughtful way. There are still a few distractions, like this little chip in the granite, and this edge is cut off a little bit here. So just be a little more mindful about that. Otherwise, it's a cute arrangement. It tells a story about fall. I like how they're kind of sequenced from youngest to oldest leaves. I almost want to see it on a more natural background, just earth or something different, because the granite is just so like hard and cold. But it's nice that it's monochromatic. Nothing on that one, Chels? Whoa.
Whoa.
Look, this bat is definitely going to eat this moth. That is really cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, you know what? I've been seeing a lot of great pictures of bats lately. It's been a theme on 500 Pics lately too, and I don't have anything that I can compete with these. The noise is getting really distracting here, and you know how to fix that. Chapter 8, editing wildlife photos. Select the background, crank up the noise. Oh, I'm so sorry. I had the wrong.
Two bats, even better. We're so American.
That's what you need to do. More of that. Wow, this.
That's scary.
Close this tool.
This is too scary.
Yeah, it's scary.
That's the devil. But you know what? It's clear. It's clear, my dear.
Yeah, you got nice and close. I don't even know what this is. It sure looks like a wasp, but it's not a species that I recognize. Anyway, really well done, nice and sharp. You got the eye perfectly in focus with a great light on it. I can't quite tell what he's doing, but I like it. It's really good. Nicely done.
I don't know. How did this happen?
So I'm going to bring the exposure up a little bit because it was a little dark, but I think the story here is the balance of this artificial structure against this natural tree here, and kind of the juxtaposition of them. What do you think?
I thought that was the story too.
I think if you're going to make the story here more clear, you need to balance it a little more carefully. Like this edge is a little shorter than this edge over here, and that makes it a little less clear. But if we make the composition a little more deliberate and we just pull that in, I think it becomes a little more obvious. Try to balance it vertically a little bit better too. Yeah. Wow.
That's cool.
Yeah, this is a beautiful scene. It looks like it's HDR, though it might just be one exposure, because I would expect to see some ghosting in here.
What about that horizon?
You feel like it's off level?
I just thought you would want to check.
I feel good about the horizon. I'm kind of bugged by this thing up here, though.
Maybe it's a bug.
It might be a UFO or something, but I'm getting rid of it. I don't think that's even sensor dust, but regardless, it's bugging me. I like this boat here, though it's almost distracting me. Like, I want to make it the focal point, but it's so small as to not really be contributing much to the picture. What do you think? Better with those things or without?
I kind of like the boat.
Yeah, I kind of like the boat too. I just want it bigger.
You can't always get what you want.
Yeah, just call the boat, ask them to come in a little closer, and just watch that edge glow during processing. Could be a bit much. Depends what you're going for.
This picture's nice.
Yeah, this one's all about the lighting. You have the sun here and the dandelion, and the sun's illuminating the dandelion, which makes it interesting. It feels a little unbalanced to me at first, though. That's the first thing that strikes me about it, because you have the dandelion perfectly centered, and the other focal point, the sun, is way off to the right here, and then you just have a lot of nothing over here. But I think we could fix that with a crop. It's better to fix these things when you're taking the picture, but
I like seeing where the dandelion's coming from, though. I like the grass in the picture. I think that you just have to leave this crop a little unbalanced.
you know what? We're going square with this.
Hey, you did it. 5 points to Gryffindor.
I don't know what that means because I'm not a nerd.
I think you kind of know what it means.
Only because I've heard you talk about Harry Potter for years.
So?
Okay. Nice lines, little edge glow there. Black and white, but I wish it were a little hotter. Also missing a focal point. We need this is a good composition, good spot, but you have these powerful, powerful lines leading your eye right here, including the horizon. Everything converges here, and then we just have like this thing, which
maybe it's special.
Isn't doing anything for me. But like if there were a boat over here, or a dolphin jumping, or like a killer whale, or a guy with a hat, or like a bat.
A bat with a hat.
So it's lines in search of a focal point. Hang out for a little while, maybe something happens.
Okay. They could just bring a friend.
Yeah. Bring a friend and send them out on a boat.
I love the God rays in this picture, and I really like the reflections on the sand, but I actually think that the silhouettes lack form. All of the people have kind of blobbed together.
Yeah. I think this is a beautiful moment. I think they did a fantastic job of catching it. Your comment about the silhouette.
Oh, that's better.
Is totally legit. I'm just raising the shadows here, and it's showing a little more detail. It's actually removing the silhouette a little bit. Silhouettes are hard and almost always have to be posed if they're going to be decent, because people don't really stand with their bodies held in the right way and their arms and legs separated to provide a good two-dimensional shape.
Yeah, but this looks really good now.
It does. I do think raising the shadows helped. I also want to shift the whole camera over to the right. Like, don't you wish that this were like here, and we could see a little bit more of this and a little bit of this were gone? And I can't fix that with a crop. I just want to compose it a little more to the right.
I like it. I'm content.
Yeah, it's a beautiful shot.
Let's put it in black and white.
We're here to help. What? I am compelled to do what you say, but I'm not a fan of this idea. It did really bring out the God rays there.
I don't hate it. You cropped it and I put it in black and white. Typical.
There's only so many things you can do in Lightroom, though. Like, if I could have moved the whole thing to the right, I would.
This is another picture that's too soft for my taste.
Yeah, she's
because the tree is in focus.
Soft.
Look at right to the right where the tree is.
Yeah, what was this? What? I wish I could see the metadata for this. This is some shallow depth of field.
But you know what I love is that they took their friend or girlfriend out and they put them in a nice scene. I like the background and I like what's going on. It's just that the focus is a little soft.
Yeah, I like this skin a lot. I might try to get more of an expression out of her, because this is such a peaceful scene and she's wearing this like happy and peaceful dress. Her eyes, her mouth, they aren't saying like happy and peaceful to me. So you might decide that the mood for the whole scene is going to be something happy or dark or whatever you want it to be, and then have their expression kind of match that.
She's cute.
Do you feel like it's a little high key?
Yeah.
Looks like parts are a little overexposed too. Yeah, see, parts are overexposed. I'm not going to be able to recover that. Maybe a little high key. It's a matter of taste.
Yeah. Well, I like what they were doing with this line of trees, but I look at these trees and it makes a leading line, and I get to the end of the line and I see the butt of a car and a utility box.
They've also done something with color. They've almost used like spot color techniques, like
it's desaturated.
Except for the reds, though.
Oh, like I don't know. I don't know everything.
Yeah.
But I like the trees. I just wish they led to something different.
Yeah.
It's so hard as a photographer because you see beautiful things with your eyes, and your brain can block out power lines and traffic lights and utility boxes. And then as soon as it becomes a picture, all of that is very real and unavoidable, and you can't ignore it anymore. So you have to be really careful of how you frame a shot.
Yeah, like we have a picture of Oak Alley Plantation, which is a similar theme, like it's this beautiful line of trees. But this guy's not at the Oak Alley Plantation. He's in Atlanta or wherever this happens to be, and this is probably the best he could do in that particular scene.
He's not in Atlanta.
I really love this shot because, you know, the story is they do this all over the world, but they put these locks on a gate, and like this is the couple, and you can see somebody's written like Fabian and Manu. Oh, I guess this is in Germany.
Ich liebe dich. And then some charming fellow wrote, "Love is bull poop." And I just
That's not what he wrote, Charles.
And I just feel like that's a little disrespectful.
Oh, no, that's what I like about it.
No, I like that too. I like this picture, and it tells a story, and it shows a lot of personalities.
You know, I just kind of want a little more contrast around the name here, so it pops a little bit more.
I like it. Let's keep rolling, Tony.
All right.
This girl's got things to do.
Well, I think that's your last picture. So
really?
You're going to be able to just go, oh.
No,
I just wasn't responding to my... I pushed a key and it didn't do it. Okay, so this is another picture where it's all about the leading lines, and I do think it's interesting. It's a little low contrast. Just look at the histogram there.
In between the elevators, and your eye leads all the way to the end, and there's nothing at the end, there should be a dead guy there.
Yeah, forget cropping, forget black and white. Now we
Dead
want to start
guys.
seeing dead guys.
I'm just saying, like, you have to do something really edgy in photography to get noticed.
Yeah, so you're onto something here. Look at all these radial lines, and they all bring your eye right here, but there's nothing there. So there should be something there.
Why'd you put it in black and white? That was clearly my idea.
Better here or better here?
Better black and white, like I said.
You didn't invent black and white.
I think I did. Michael Payne. This is a good dragonfly.
It is. We gotta crop it a little bit more because it's a little close to the left. And I'm gonna crop her name out there, Michael.
Scotch. Oh, he cropped your name. Let's put our watermark on it.
So better here or better here?
I like it there. He's got crazy arm hair.
Yeah, it just took a little bit of crop. You almost always have to crop these things. But look at the incredible detail in the eye. You can see the individual facets. Perfect alignment of the body of the dragonfly with the camera sensor to get everything in the depth of field. Perfect. Just need a little bit of a crop. Wouldn't change anything else.
We saw this. RH Photo. Oh, you know what?
You probably saw it in the readers group or something.
No, it was. We already went over this last time.
Okay. Well, it's probably my mistake.
It's your mistake.
We saw this one too, didn't we?
Wait, did we? I feel bad. Well, Miguel promised he'd only submit one picture at a time, so I trust him that he didn't submit this yet.
But again, I might have accidentally copied it over.
Oh, okay. But I like the composition, and I like the background. It's a little dark.
A little underexposed. Statues are hard, but this is a beautiful statue.
Let's black and white it real quick.
I was already reaching for it.
We did it. That's perfect. Let's go. Miguel, we're friends.
We love you, Miguel.
Love is a strong word. This reminds me of Maine.
We love you like a friend, Miguel.
This reminds me of Maine.
Yeah, it really does look a lot like Cadillac Mountain.
I like it.
What is this? Is that sensor dust? You know how I feel about sensor dust? Chapter 5, Stunning Digital Photography. Learn how to clean your sensor.
Chapter 5, Sensor Dust. This is the whole
Should
chapter.
make a whole chapter. Okay, so this is nice. They found something in the foreground. You might be able to even accentuate this by crouching down a little bit lower, getting your feet a little wet. Black and white? I'll give it a shot, but I like the color in this one.
I like black
It does
and white.
kind of make a nice silvery tone, doesn't it?
So Ansel Adams, you're famous now. Congratulations. We did it.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to go to the next picture. There we go.
This is a cool picture.
Yeah, I love this a lot.
I wouldn't change a thing.
Talk about picking a focal point. Like, you made it clear. And I love the unconventional crop on this too. Nice bright colors. Love the gritty processing on it. Just
They did it.
well done.
You did it.
Yeah, I wouldn't change anything. I love this picture. I just want to spend another second. I really like this picture. Really well done.
Oh, I saw this picture in the readers group.
Is this Boston?
I think so. No, I think it's San Francisco.
City Fish Market. That doesn't really narrow it down. I can't see the license plates. I don't know. I can't tell where that is.
Oh, I think I told them to submit this actually, because my issue with this picture is that there are a lot of distractions in the foreground. So you have the sign with the waving guy. My eye keeps going to that.
You know I gotta level it too.
And I really like the public market sign. It's such a cool sign. And so I think we have to find a way to make that the focal point, because right now I'm seeing the sign on the right. So
yeah, I think this is what it's a picture of, and everything else is a little distracting. Because yeah, this guy, he's literally just trying to get attention, but he's not that interesting.
yeah, what a jerk.
So what do you think? We just try to crop him out a little bit?
Yeah, let's crop him out. Well,
oh man, you're gonna say it, aren't you?
yeah,
Black and white.
I was gonna say it. Well, because look at all the colors in the foreground. Red cars, blue umbrellas, a lady in a yellow jacket.
Black and white is not the answer to everything. It's a special effect that's socially acceptable because our forefathers, photographers, were required to use it, or they use it because it was cheaper. So somehow black and white hasn't taken on this aura of HDR just because black and white film could be processed by the photographer itself. Instead it became this artsy thing. It doesn't represent the real world at all.
I disagree
real
with you.
world is filled with color.
No, let me disagree with you right now. In the real world, our brain chooses to see what it wants. And using black and white is a way to force someone's brain to see what you want them to see what you saw. And if he saw the public market sign and putting it into black and white accentuates that, black and white is realistic. It is the creative choice.
Okay.
It's respectable.
Right. Sometimes you have to change reality to make it more like the way you perceive things. And that does happen all the time. And sometimes eliminating a distraction, like when you looked at this picture, you probably didn't see that waving guy. So cropping him out or cloning him out can often be it can bring the picture more in line with what your brain saw. I kind of feel like PERV, like hanging out in the bushes, like sneaking up on this lady, checking her out. Hey lady, what you got there? Oh, Liberty? Oh yeah, let me have some of that.
I wish I had some of that. This is an interesting point of view.
I'm going to drop the saturation a little. Feel like I got a little much there. This is an angle we don't see of the Statue of Liberty. A little underexposed.
It's interesting. I knew what it was right away. And
here's how you make this work. You take a series of photos of monuments from somewhat uncomfortable compositions, and then you have a theme, and the theme is non-traditional views of well-known subjects.
This could be
really interesting.
The side of her I never knew. Because I didn't even know she had that billowy sleeve like that.
Yeah, and I didn't know she had like this Steve Martin-esque arrow through the head.
Well, that's her little crown, but you usually see it from the front.
Yeah, it doesn't usually look like that. I'm really sorry to every immigrant who's ever come through Ellis Island. I mean, I compare
Don't say that. The French will be offended. It's a beautiful gift.
the Statue of Liberty to... Well, I don't think the French checked her out from this angle, though.
They totally did.
They would have been like, it looks kind of like Steve Martin from this side.
They don't... Tony, come on. Aww. That's a really nice door.
It is a nice door, and I think there's just way too much of it. I like the kid better than the door. I know you're all about doors.
I do prefer a door.
This is a cute kid, so I am going to make it a little bit more about the kid. But having to choose between this nice brown door and the white door there, I'm going for the brown door.
Could we make it more about the door? This is
what?
adorable.
Oh.
Oh.
Terrible.
This picture is so cute.
Adorable. Oh, God.
I love this picture. That girl's adorable. For real. Not even a stupid pun. And her pose is cute.
It is really cute. I need less door, though.
Less door? This is a great picture.
Yeah, that's a great shot.
You
She
did it.
is adorable.
You win.
I don't know how you take a bad picture of that kid. To take more pictures of that kid.
She's so cute.
She is really cute. What a great outfit, too.
Whoa.
Wow. So, that's awesome. I've never
How'd you do it?
seen it's a grizzly bear.
You know what's amazing
I've never
about
seen a
this
grizzly bear
picture?
in the wild.
This picture is properly exposed and they had a white background, the snow.
Yeah.
They did a great job. I am proud of you. Congratulations.
I kind of like the inclusion
I
of
love
the shadow,
I
but
like the shadow. You ruined everything.
you know what? You could be a little more supportive, Chelsea.
I could be.
So better with the shadow?
Yeah. Come on, don't go messing with perfection.
I get my metadata. The metadata works like the first 10 pictures, and it goes, what if I go back here?
God, we have so many pictures to go. Come on, Tony, let's just get through this.
All right.
Black and white.
So
There.
the color didn't add to it. I feel like we need to bump the contrast up a little bit here. But it's a kind of a classic shot of
This
the
picture's
spiral
cool.
staircase leading up. The composition is deliberate.
The staircase
Focal
leads
point
to
is
the
up
window.
here.
It's a great composition. I
Yeah.
love this picture.
Nice exposure
Good
too.
job, David Thomas.
Wow, that's really cool. I love. Yeah, this is like two sides of the water droplet. I love the water just kind of peacefully dispersing in here. The food coloring.
You know what?
Very
I
cool.
love this picture. I love that angle. The color really bothers me. Can we change the color?
Oh, you want to keep it in color, but just
Not brown.
let's see. Is there? I'm more familiar with Photoshop than Lightroom, so forgive me. I was just looking for a way to change everything all at once. Let's see. Not reds. Oranges?
Looks orange. Oh, make it red like that. I don't know, just brown was bothering me for some reason. It sounds like the sound. Ooh, I'm getting feedback for reasons I don't know. And the sound keeps cutting out. All right.
Chelsea, you're in charge of the sound now.
I know. Now everybody on YouTube's going to yell at me.
There are a few distractions here that I want to get rid of. Like, there's just a little grossness. I think this is in like a glass or something. So just clean that background up a little bit, but maybe play with the color.
I put the contrast up to get that background a little lighter too. Let's see.
Just drive the exposure up.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I like that better. It cleans it up a little bit.
Yeah. Let's see it before and after. Before and after.
There we go.
You win, Chelsea.
Ah,
I'm going to bring it a little tighter, too.
I win. What is this? I like to read their watermarks. Watermarks are cool.
Oh, I'm sorry. Got rid of your watermark.
What
Wow,
is
this
this
is
baby
a
eating?
great shot. No distractions, like right on the eyes. It's just the baby eating some poisonous plants.
Babies are always doing
Look,
that
you even
stuff.
got the eyelashes perfectly in focus.
This is cute.
Stop eating stuff, baby. This shot's perfect. It's just adorable.
You win.
Get your pictures in early because we get tired.
I get tired.
Horizon could be more level, so I'm going to fix that.
Big surprise. I like it. Makes me want to go camping. And like real camping, not the camping you're always talking about.
I don't know what that means.
Because you're always like, camp out. Wait till somebody walks by.
Alright, I just wanted to peek in the shadows, but there's nothing good there.
Oh, that was cool. I wish people would hide good things in the shadows.
Yeah, give us an Easter egg in there.
Alright. You did it. Let's go. Good composition, like the colors. I saw this portrait and I liked it. I like her,
I didn't see
eye
this
contact.
before, but yeah, I like it a lot. Nice focus, beautiful light.
I like the colors.
Yeah.
Interesting processing. Cool.
Nicely done. I can't think of anything to add. That's Chelsea. She's taking over the keyboard.
Oliver B.
Beautiful God rays, Oliver. I want to raise the exposure a little bit, you think?
I'll put it in black and white.
Maybe add some shadow detail.
Maybe. I guess I'm wrong. I could be wrong sometimes.
Well, you know what? Let's go into black and white and then play with the reds and greens a little bit. Yeah. It turns out you were wrong, Chelsea.
It happens to the best of us. Sorry,
well,
Oliver.
nice shot. Again, I think ideally this would have like a tractor or cow. I just imagined a red tractor, but a cow would work.
I imagined a red cow.
So we could use a focal point on that.
This
picture
cool.
is definitely made by that bird, and I'd like to think that you found the nice building and then waited for the bird to come. Either way, that or a happy accident. It turned out great.
It looks great.
I just love this shot a lot.
I love that shot.
You kind of went for the mood. You know, this is kind of like a gothic, looks like a church maybe. And you added the darkened corners, which I think really helps it establish a mood with it.
Cool picture.
Yeah, this is really cool too. I love all the lines leading here. I wouldn't mind if there was somebody a little more prominent here, but there is something over there. You get some payoff. You get to see the bus stop, which is an important part of the story.
Yeah, it's cool.
Perfect contrast, already in black and white. Not every picture should be black and white, people.
No, it really
But
shouldn't.
that one's good.
It shouldn't. I should show pictures that shouldn't be in black and white, just to show people that black and white isn't always the answer.
I like the colors here. They're nice and muted, not distracting in any way. They add to the picture black and white. Suddenly it becomes much more boring.
I like it in black and white.
No, it's a mistake. This is nice, but once again, I think we could add one thing. I don't know what these are.
It's a dock of some sort.
Well, it's not clear, so they're gone.
Oh,
They weren't adding to the picture, so they're out of there.
I like it.
But if the sun were over here, or a dolphin jumping, or
A dolphin.
bats, dead people, something over here
Dead people.
could help balance the photo a little bit. Because right now all the interest is over here, and it's a little unbalanced.
What if someone really sends us dead people pictures?
No, please don't send us dead people pictures.
Hey, I know what this is.
Yeah,
moth.
it's a killer whale. It's a bat.
Look at his little mischievous face.
I know, they are so cute, aren't they? But
look at his
you know
creepy
what?
hand.
I want to say you misfocused because this is in focus and this is in focus, but this is behind his eyes and this is in front of his eyes. So maybe he was just moving his head a little bit. Chelsea just kicked me in the head.
It was all out of love.
Well, this is a cute shot. As with most wildlife photos, I recommend cropping pretty tight, so we'll get a chance to see if it's better or not. Let's pull that in a little bit more. So what do you think? Better here or better here?
I like it cropped in.
Of course.
You know what you're talking about.
I know what I'm doing with these wildlife shots.
You are the man.
But nicely done. I'm sorry the eyes didn't end up quite sharp, and I'm not sure why.
Probably the praying mantis's fault. Have you met one of those? Sneaky.
Yeah.
Is it a chestnut? Chestnuts.
Oh, man, I knew you were gonna sing that. But this is cute. This is very fall. It just feels very fall to me. It feels very pointy also.
Pointy?
Yeah. I don't know what to say about it.
I like the rich colors.
Yeah, I feel like this could be hung on a wall. It could be mixed in with other pictures. It could be a seasonal decoration. We gotta set up a webcam just really to make Chelsea behave. Because she put her sock on my nose. That's right, I'm tattling. So this is a cool picture of a bird. The shutter speed's a little slow, so it shows some motion, which might be okay. And the bird's kind of moving off frame. But my eye, this is in focus. This is sharp, so my eye kind of goes down there, but then I'm not clear what that is or how it relates to the bird.
That's
so
gross.
I feel like the most interesting part of the picture would be the bird and his or her shadow, but we don't really see too much of those.
Zorb. Oh, David Thomas. He already submitted a picture. Move. What's
Wow. This is an awesome silhouette. I
That's
like this
cool.
a lot. Yeah, that's really nice and done.
Manly man.
I'm going to pull in a little closer just to balance it a little bit better. Here I'm trying to balance the distance from his head to the implied distance from his feet, but we can't really see it that much. You know what? I'm going to move him a little closer. I know I'm going past the rule of thirds here, but that can be okay. Force it towards the edge a little bit. And I'm just going to see if there's anything cool in the shadows.
Corn.
No. What do you think? Maybe even drop the shadows a little bit?
I like it. I like it the way it is.
Yeah. Nice shot.
Good form. Gunman. That's it.
Is it? It is.
We did
it. All right.
We did it. Who won? Everybody and nobody.
You know, my pick is this kid.
That kid's so cute.
He's really cute. What
he
do
really
you think,
is
Chels?
trouble. He's always corning stuff. I liked a lot. I liked a lot of them. It's so hard to say because there are just so many.
I love this shoe picture too.
The shoe picture was cool. I like the spiral staircase. I know that is
Really?
is a common picture, but I just like the composition a lot.
Yeah, I like that one too. I only say really because we kind of glossed over it, but
No, it's good. I mean, sometimes when we gloss over it, we just don't have anything to say.
yeah, it'd be cool if there was like a gal with a long scarf leaning over the edge and kind of letting it drape. I feel like we could add one thing to it.
A dead guy.
Maybe get rid of this.
So thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked our news and our little week summary, and I hope that our reviews were helpful for you.
Yeah, and if you want to participate, head on over to sdpcommunity.com. You have to buy our book, Stunning Digital Photography. But the ebook, it's $9 if you use the coupon code YouTube, and you get a cool book with 6 hours of video.
Yeah,
and
one-on-one
you get to
support.
participate in our community.
Yeah, it's a good deal.
It's fun. It's not bad. Don't complain about the price anymore.
No, don't do that. It's definitely a bargain. Come on.
Thanks. Bye. Next week.